Oh, I've got a great question today.
Everybody's a suspect!
Coming to get you, Bobber.
Wolfman's got Nards!
As usual guys, I get you to ask the questions surrounding the Halloween franchise and I give you my thoughts and opinions on those questions that you ask. And as usual, like I said, I'll look at all the questions that you put down. All the questions are brilliant, by the way guys. They're always great questions. Some of them are repetitive, but most of them are really good. And the one that I've chosen today is from someone called Wild Band. You have asked, and it's a great question, you have asked, in the scene where Laurie confronts Michael in the mannequin room, there seems to be a moment where he recognises her. Do you think Michael will have similar moments with the other returning characters in Halloween Kills? Now that is a fantastic question because that question is open up for debate and I don't think at this moment in time there's any wrong answer. Now let me elaborate on, did he actually recognise Laurie when they met each other at the mannequins or even seen her at the window for the first time in 40 years? I don't know. I don't think he remembered her. If I were Michael Myers, if you put yourself into Michael Myers' mind as a 21-year-old back in 1978, you don't know who you're killing. You're killing quite a lot of people here. You see someone, you stalk them and you kill them. Now, is it I'm not a psychopath, but is it in the mind of a psychopath serial killer that if he doesn't get his victims, he'll always remember that person? Sometimes that could possibly be true. But in terms of Michael Myers, and anyone locked up for 40 years, what do you actually remember after 40 years? And I would say not a lot, to be honest, especially him being in there for 40 years. We don't really know what he's thinking for 40 years in this timeline. Let's forget the other timelines that don't exist anymore. You've got Dr. Sartain, who is testing the waters. He wants to bring Laurie and Michael together, and he's intentionally doing that in the 2018 Halloween. So does that mean that Dr. Sartain obviously knows that she's a survivor? Is he putting words into Michael's mouth? Is he making Michael remember Laurie Strode? I don't think so, because I don't think Sartain was that crazy to begin with. I think he became obsessed with Michael after a long time. So I think that he's put Michael and Laurie together in the 2018 movie, with Michael not even bothering, because I think the filmmakers would have made it known to us that Michael was after Laurie when he escaped, but they don't make those intentions clear. They just make it look as if Michael's got back out again. What's he going to do? He's just going on a killing spree. And that's what he done. He went on a killing spree, not intentionally looking for Laurie. Finding Laurie by accident because of Dr. Sartain, but not intentionally looking for her. And when she saw him for the first time looking up in that window, she saw him and remembered him, and he looked down on her. And it looked like he may have recognised her, but I don't think he did. I think he's just looking down, seeing somebody pointing a gun at him, and he's thinking, what are you doing? So that's what I think. Again, there's no wrong answer. What I'm saying might be true, what I'm saying might be false. If we move forward to the other part of the question, will Michael, if he recognised Laurie, will he recognise anyone else? And the chances again are even slimmer, because if he does remember Laurie, it's because she's a survivor and Dr. Sartain is trying to get those two together. But when it comes to people like Tommy, Marion and Lindsay, for example, I don't think he would remember them, and if he does, I think that would be a little far-fetched for somebody to remember everyone that they didn't kill. If he wanted to kill Marion, he would have killed Marion, but he didn't care, he just drove away. So I don't think he would remember Marion. I don't think he would remember Tommy or Lindsay either, because he was after Laurie at that point, and that was what his intentions were, to kill Laurie. So I don't think he would remember them, to be honest. And if he does, then I think they're going to have to tell us why. And I don't want to know the reasons why for everything that happens, but I think they would have to let us know how we can remember these people after 40 years. Here's a similar scenario. Obviously, it's not as extreme as what happened in the 1978 movie, but when I was a kid, there was this gang of boys who were just going about bullying people. And I remember I was in a shopping centre once and they saw me, and they asked me to go behind, well, they told me to get behind the camera so they can punch me. And I'm like, well, no, obviously, if you want to punch me, you can punch me in front of the camera. And they eventually got chased away by the security guards. Now, I remember that day very clearly. I was about 12 years old. I remember that day very clearly, what I was wearing, what they were wearing, what they looked like, what the weather was like. It was in July 1996, July 1996. So I remember almost everything about that day. But do you think those bullies will remember that day? No, I don't think they will. They won't remember anything about that day because that's the type of people they are. They don't care. They don't care about your feelings. They don't think that you will think about this for the rest of your life. And I'm sure you've all had that kind of scenario where you remember a bully, you remember something that happens on that day that the other person you just know won't remember. And that's similar to what Michael done that day. Now, albeit it's his only killing spree in 40 years, but for him to remember everything back in 1940 is quite slim. 1978, 40 years ago, is quite slim. But you've got to remember, the victim always remembers, but the person that's doing the killing or the bullying or whatever, most of the time they won't remember. So to put myself in the mind of Michael, I couldn't. The only person that could explain that would be Dr. Loomis, who has sadly passed away, and also Dr. Sartain. Now that he's gone, we can't really understand what Michael was thinking for 40 years. So the question can't officially be answered unless David Gordon Green decides to give us some answers. But until then, it's only a matter of opinion. I have to say though, that was a fantastic question by Wild Band. I have heard people talking about it before. Does Michael remember Laurie? Did he recognise her in the movie? But I've never really went in depth about it before because I've just read the comment and got on with the day. But to answer the question and try and elaborate as best as I can, it was really fun to do. And I'm glad you asked the question because it was a great question. And as always, guys, I put the question to you now. What do you think? Do you think Michael recognises Laurie? And do you think if he does, will he recognise the rest of the crew when he sees them in Halloween Kills? Leave your comments down below. As always, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.